Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the show, Square Business Sports, hosted by your boy, none other, yours truly. Woo. In Memphis. And we're going to get right into it, folks. Today we're going to talk about the Grizzlies game last night versus Detroit Pistons. What was a really good game, as crazy as it was. We're gonna touch bases again. I hate to harp down on this guy, but man, I mean, Mike Conley was scoreless last night. And the crazy thing is, their main defender, their pit bull defender, their in-house resident pit bull, Ish Smith, which he ain't even really much of that, but he's a pretty decent, solid defender. He didn't even play last night. Ish Smith was wearing a blazer with the shirt over with his chest out. He didn't even have a towel. You know what I'm saying? Ish was out there trying to fix. He looking like a model last night. Ish didn't even play last night. Reggie Jackson, Reggie Bullock, Stanley Johnson. What's that? Luke Kennard. A collective effort held Mike Conley, the great Mike Conley, held scoreless. And he played like 28, 30 minutes or something like that. So that was mind-boggling. Gasol didn't play the best ever, but he definitely got double digits. He's had some single-digit games this season too. Some games where he probably scored 2 points or something like that, but it wasn't last night, and it wasn't on the back end of another loss where we are now 6-14 in our last 20 games. So, Mark had 11.7 rebounds, I think, and 4 assists last night. So, he didn't have a great game, but he didn't go scoreless. He contributed something. And what was so crazy is the first half of the Grizzlies game, of playing, and they were up with the lead with Mike Conley going scoreless in the first half. They were up, and Jaren Jackson was just having a field day. Jaren Jackson put on 26 points for the game, 11 rebounds. I mean, Jaren Jackson clown last night, and we got away from that again last night. Second half, it was like the game plan changed, and all of the players on the team, instead of them focusing on what they were doing, they got them up despite Mike Conley being scoreless. They went away from that, and they started trying to focus on getting Mike Conley going, getting the ball rolling for his offense, and it costed us the game. That's crazy. That's crazy. That this man went scoreless, and then us trying to get him going, ultimately costing us the game last night versus Detroit Pistons in a game where our rookie, our 6'11", 4th overall pick, freak unicorn rookie has now, carried us in another game where we kind of went away from him in the second half, and we wondering why things ain't working out. We wondering why we constantly losing in a free fall. Because we going away from the obvious. This the obvious stuff. Jaren Jackson is hot. Keep feeding him. I don't care if he scored 46 points. What's the problem? He's the 4th overall pick. That's what we drafted him for. So what's the problem if he's going off? Why are we going away from what's working? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So what? Conley don't score. Okay, as long as we get the dub. Ain't that what the game? Ain't that what we doing? So I didn't understand that last night. Some people blame it on the players, the teammates, them not staying assertive or not staying aggressive and doing their thing that was working in the first half. Also, you gotta, the fish stinks from the head down. So you also gotta call the head coach on that one. So that's his game plan more than likely. That's him saying, hey, let's go with Conley and let's get Conley going in the second half versus, hey, the young bull is working out. Let's stick with the young bull tonight. You understand me? He the future anyway. So if he popping off, you know what I mean? Let's go and get this ball rolling. Let's stick with the program. It's common sense here. You know, what's hard about that? So that's what trips me out, you know. And I'm sitting there looking at it now, and I'm like, man, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Because now, and I'm showing y'all a little merch, you know what I mean? I'm gonna start putting on my little website for y'all to be able to go purchase whatever. This is Ed Memphis again, by the way. You can follow me at Business Square on Twitter. That's at BIDNESSSQUARE at Business Square on Twitter. You understand me? Or on Instagram, you can follow me at Man on V Square, which is MANTHESQUARE. So, you know what I mean? You see the common denominator with that one. You know what I mean? So, we already know what it is. And salute to Prince Hall, man. Salute to Calhoun in the city of Memphis. So, you know, we just really, man, I'm really taken aback by that. I'm really taken aback by last night's events, man. And then to get into more of what happened last night, after we lose, the media's, I think Garrett Temple, I think it was supposed to do the post-game interview. So, post-game show is pretty much over with, wrapping up. They done finished the game. The post-game show has been done. And the player that's supposed to come out for the interview hadn't showed up yet. Media hasn't been allowed into the locker room. And it's, you know, it's very unusual. At the most, the media usually have to wait about 10, 15 minutes. So for them to have to wait, you know, 35, 40 minutes, man, that's quite a long time. So it's like, what's going on? You know, what's going on in the locker room, especially after another loss. You know what I mean? You know, lost like, I don't know how many games in the last, you know, 20. But we know exactly how many games. You lost 14 out of the last 20. So you lost about 67% of the games that you played in the last 20 games, which is terrible. So anyway, you know, the locker room hasn't been made accessible yet to the media. So all of a sudden, Shams Carnier tweets out, hey man, physical altercation in the Memphis Grizzlies locker room between Garrett Temple and Omri Caspi. So I'm like, Garrett Temple and Omri Caspi, like, look, the last two dudes, you know, we would be, you know, suspected to fight for one. Well, I'm gonna touch bases on this in a second. I'm gonna get to that. Face value, you wouldn't expect Omri Caspi to be a problem. However, Omri Caspi, word on the streets of Oakland or San Francisco or the Bay Area, word out of Golden State is that Omri Caspi was so toxic, he was a problem. Like, he became such a problem to the team and around the team that they just told him, look, we don't want you around no more. Like, beat it, get out of here. And they gave, I was surprised they gave him a ring, so I wonder how much validity was, you know, should be given to that rumor, considering the fact they went out of their way to give him a ring this year. But that may be them just handling things with class and taking a high road, considering the fact he was on that roster at some point during the championship run. So I can see that too. I can see the logic in that. But that tripped me out because I'm like, man, Omri Caspi, Garrett Temple is a leader. If anybody knows anything about Garrett Temple is a great locker room guy. In fact, part of his salary, part of the reason why teams are willing to pay Garrett Temple and keep Garrett Temple on the roster is because of the fact Garrett Temple is such a great addition to not only the locker room, but to the organization, dealing with the community, the fans, outreach, nonprofit, charity work, showing up for team functions, you know, charity events, all that. That's Garrett Temple all the way. This guy, he's like another Shane Battier. So that's like Shane Battier fighting a lot. Pau Gasol. So that was a little unusual. So I'm like, what's going on? So for what's been, for what it looks like from my sources, what I've been led to believe, I'll just say that, I'll leave it at that, is that Omri Caspi was very emotional and vocal about what's been going on with the team. And for anybody that knows anything about Omri Caspi's career, Omri Caspi's a career reserve player. He's a bench player. He's a journeyman. So he's a guy that'll give you 5 to 10 minutes if he plays that night. He give you 15 minutes at the most. And he gonna give you some decent production. He's capable of shooting a 3 and running the court with you and playing all forward, power forward. He's pretty solid, decent skill player. I would say solid, but decent skill player. He's a decent player overall, but he's a reserve player. So there's only so much weight that a reserve player gonna carry in a locker room, especially a new reserve player. A new reserve player. You're a new player. Even though Casper technically has a ring, but you're a new reserve. You're not a staple in the locker room yet. Not in this locker room. So, you coming in and you having this to say and that to say about what's going on when they looking at you like, man, we hear you, but you don't even play. You ain't getting no ticks. You ain't really in here shooting with me in the gym. Yeah, you in the gym, but you ain't really shooting with us in the gym because you ain't really on the court like that. You're not really a part of the game plan right now. So, what are you talking about? So when he did that, it didn't transfer well. And one thing led to another, and him and Gary Temple ended up, grabbing each other. It got a little pushy and shovey. I'll say that. From my understanding, there was no blows landed or thrown really or nothing like that. It wasn't like, somebody really got beat up or nothing. It wasn't nothing like that. But it did get, touchy-feely. It did get, touchy-feely in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? Boys is really heated right now, and rightfully so. You point out there, you getting your tail kicked night after night, and we looking at you like, man, what's going on with this team? This was the number one, at one point in time, it was the number one team in the Western Conference. Best team in the league, and for a small portion of the early season. So how do we free fall like that? So that's what's going on right now, man. And it's going to be interesting to see how this thing works. I just saw the news today. I was checking out BillStreetBears.com, but you can go to that website. Fan-sided, Sports Illustrated, our articles are on all that. So we're affiliated, with our sister site is Sports Illustrated. We are a part of the Fan-sided umbrella, so we with Fan-sided. So, go check out BillStreetBears.com, man, where we really touch on these. And we really get it cracking. We really break it down. I mean, everybody in the city, really anybody in Grizz Nation across the world on the planet are checking us out right now. I mean, no BS, bro. BillStreetBears.com has surged lately. I mean, we hitting crazy. We going at 300,000 and 400,000 views in a month. That is ridiculous. We putting up real mainstream numbers right now. And, shout out to them. Shout out to C-Dub, Christian Dudley over there. And shout out to Chris Hearn and Chris Kern. I said Chris Hearn, my cousin. But shout out to Chris Hearn, too. He's a great accountant, by the way. You know what I mean? And that's that on that, man. You definitely need to go check us out over there. And we touch more bases on it, but last night's game was just ridiculous. I think we really went away from the Jaren Jackson groove that was working for us. That was stupid. I don't know what was going on with that. Jaren should have had 46 if the great creator allowed it, but for whatever reason it didn't. So it's all good. And now we at a turning point, man. As I was saying, the Bill Street Bears just reported that Javon Carter and Ivan Rabb were sent back down to the G League today. Oh, I don't know what to say about that with JB, man. I'm like, this guy's unbelievable. Like, dude, it ain't working. Shelvin Mack ain't working. Why do you keep playing him so much over the player, Javon Carter, who we've already invested more in? He's a great player. He's a defender. He's a coach's dream because he's a player who will pick up and play defense from 94 feet, from one inbound to the all the way to the back of the other court, or the back of the other goal. Why are we not playing this guy? What is the problem? Like, did he make fun of your suit or something? Did he make fun of your weight? Or like, what's the problem? Like, how is Javon Carter not getting playing time? What is really going on here to where we at this point, we studying that boy development. Because when he go down to the G League, he putting up 20, 25 a game. So he's pretty much doing what he can do in the G League, right? The experience, the reps, yeah, he's still getting there. But at the same time, for the grand scheme of things, I don't know if the G League is necessarily progressing his development anymore. I would say anymore. I didn't say at all, but not any. I don't know for sure if it's progressing Javon Carter's development anymore, because if you go down there, he's putting up 25 a game. What more you need to go down there and do? He need to be up here trying to post that same level of production. You need to get those reps up here so he can get comfortable posting that level of production like that up here. But I've always, in some certain small, very, very small fraction of Grizz Nation, Grind City, Green Grind, have always suspected that, our point guard, Conley, just ain't a fan of somebody coming around here with that level of talent. Not at the guard spot. I've always suspected that. Back in the days with Kyle Lowry and Marcus Williams, when we had guys that were equally as talented as Conley in their own ways. And, for whatever reason, he never played well. When it was good competition next to him at the point guard spot, he never turned up. He always played well when there was nobody else around. And I ain't gonna get into all that. That's a whole other story. But it's just something not only have I, but others in Grizz Nation have observed as well. So that's it, folks. Follow us at Man on the Square on Instagram, on Twitter. You definitely can follow us at Business Square, which is BIDNESSSQUARE at Business Square on Twitter. Facebook, Edric Wilson. Website is BillStreetBears.com. I'm Ed Memphis. Holla at your boy. Know what to do. Oh yeah, shout out to LCA Marketing. Got to shout out to Beauty Is _Pain. That is Beauty IZ _PAYNE Pain for the sponsorship. Much love. Holla.